Hi there. The last in the trio of products KAIWEETS sent in for review is the KET05, a collection of test leads and probe tips. It comes in a nice plastic box with a spec sheet. I will have a look at it in a moment. There's a cable set with 4mm angle safety plugs on one end and straight sockets on the other. A second cable set with clips on one end and straight safety plugs on the other. I like that one because I use these kinds of clips a lot to connect multimeters to parts of a circuit, keeping my hands free, for example for calibration. A pair of tweezers for probing SMD stuff. To be honest, I have a pair already and I never use them. I just use needle probe tips. Lots and lots of different probe tips for all kinds of measurements. Chunky, high current tips and fine needle type ones for delicate work. Very nice. Here are all the tips spread out, quite a collection. Some I have never seen before, like this needle type that flops around like a wet noodle. I can't imagine what this could be used for. If you have any idea, please leave it in the comments. Thankfully, the other needle type probes are stiff. Chunky probes that can plug into 4mm sockets, nice. Quite long clamp type probes that can be useful to connect to difficult to reach points. Oops, I don't think this is supposed to come out. That metal end piece is supposed to stay inside, held by the rings in the probe tip, but it just comes out when I extend the clamp. The other one seems okay. I contacted KAIWEETS about that. I'm sure they tried emails for me by now, and to their credit, they immediately offered to send a replacement. But surely this can be fixed with a bit of glue, and when I asked KAIWEETS about it, they recommended super glue. So here we go. After giving it an hour or two to harden, it works as it should. No problem, such things can happen and easily fixed. Good finger strengthening exercise, because these big probes need a lot of force to operate. Here's one of my normal ones for size comparison, which also pushes in much easier. I'm using a scale to measure the push force of the red KAIWEETS probe in case my gluing influenced the operation of the black one, but they both need about 2.5 kilos to fully extend. For comparison, my smaller probe needs less than 1 kilo, but then a higher clamping force means the KAIWEETS probes are less likely to fall off accidentally. The tweezers are of course polarized and have markings for minus and plus, but I will probably add a piece of red tape to make it more obvious. Measuring a diode. A capacitor, bearing in mind that in-circuit measurements can be quite misleading. Same applies to resistors, but that's of course not the fault of the tweezers, which work as expected. The manual that comes with it is more a single page in different languages. This is interesting. A change in color of the insulating material is a sign of damage. Does this really mean they are using double insulated leads as some of the expensive probe makers? Or does it mean you should throw them away if you can see the copper conductor, which is also a change in color? To find out, I would have to destroy the leads, but the kit is rather useful, so I'm giving KAIWEETS the benefit of the doubt here. The table on the right says the material is silicone, but sadly nothing about the conductor diameter or voltage rating. The leads are about 0.9 meters long and feel soft and flexible, but not quite as soft as I would expect from true silicone leads. While the plugs on both ends have a CAT, voltage and amp rating, the cable itself has no marking at all, which is rather odd, and making the chances for double insulation as noted in the manual rather unlikely. Touching the test lead with a soldering iron at 350 degrees Celsius definitely melts the insulation. Sorry, that doesn't look like silicone to me. And the same is true with the other lead that has the test clips on. On video it's hard to convey the different feel of a true silicone prime and test lead compared to the leads from this kit. Yes, the KET05 leads are softer than what you get with a budget meter, but it can't reach the Primon one. You may be able to see that it's still more springing than the ultra soft Primon. Touching the Primon lead with the same 350 degrees soldering iron leaves no mark. You may think this soldering iron is cold, so I repeat this, demonstrating that the tip is really hot, yet it leaves no mark at all. I contacted KAIWEETS on that, and they confirmed that the leads of the KET05 are indeed made of PVC. They said, quote, "We will update the silicone ones later." I leave you to judge what to make of this. Moving swiftly on, I run 10 amps through the leads for a while, and while it gets warm to the touch after a minute or so, it handled that amount of current just fine. You may remember from the previous review of the KC602 that the included test leads were pathetic when doing the continuity test, and Pomona leads worked much better. Let's see how the KET05 leads work in this situation. No problem with probe tips that are similar to the KC602 probes and the Pomona. The response with the KET05 tips is as good as the Pomona ones. And replacing the tips with needle type ones from the kit, yes, these work just as well, no problem here. And lastly, let's test continuity with the chunky ones from the kit, also no problems. So all in all, I would say that the KET05 test lead kit is a useful addition to have if you can get it for a reasonable price. Even though it is not meeting its specifications and the quality of the large grabbers could be better, it is still a significant improvement over most test leads that you get with budget multimeters, and the different probe tips allow you to quickly reconfigure and optimize the leads for the job at hand, which really helps with measurements. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. There are many more projects, repairs and reviews coming up, and it would be great if you decided becoming a Patreon. That would really help this channel. Thanks for watching.